never drop flowers, care for violets, from watering to propagation. Those violets, those beautiful flowers that take us back to our childhood as soon as we see them, lined up in rows in the homes of our mothers and grandmothers, by the windows or in the gardens. If you want to take care of plants, try to grow as many plants as possible in your home. Not to mention garden, even if you don't have a nice big balcony. If you can't get enough of looking at your flowers in pots that make the day beautiful with its colorful flowers, approach it like this. Our topic today is violet care. It's time to find out how we can extend the life of our colorful violets, each with their own unique color and pattern, and how we can be together for much longer if we give them an environment. Here's everything you need to know about violet care, from varieties to care and even how to reproduce. Here you are. First, you must learn about the types of violets. What is the violet flower? Violets, just like their name, are a member of the violet family. Although it is best known for its purple, violet, flowers, for which it is called. There are hundreds of varieties of violets. Although it is a herbaceous plant, it can live for many years if it is well taken care of or when the right conditions are provided for its growth, as it is a perennial. Violet is one of the ornamental plants that can grow spontaneously in nature under suitable conditions, and also find a place in homes, gardens and balconies as a potted plant. This profusely flowering plant is among the easily recognizable flowers with its asymmetric violet flowers and heart-shaped leaves. Violets, which find a lot of room for growth in the countries of the Mediterranean, the Caucasus and the Balkans, grow almost everywhere in our country. As for the smell, some types of violets, which have a light and pleasant aroma, are also called odorless violets, because the smell is more specific. What are the types of violets? Let's talk about it briefly. Like we said at the beginning, although we all have an image in mind when we say violet, there are actually hundreds of species of the violet plant. Among the most famous of these varieties are the following: pansy, African violets, periwinkle, mountain violets. How do violets grow? Care for violets. Now that we know the violet flower for a while, let's move on to its care. If you are wondering how to grow violets at home, let us tell you step by step what you need to know, please. One of the most important things to pay attention to when growing violets is to plant it in the right environment. Although the violet plant likes bright environments, it does not like exposure to direct sunlight. For this reason, it can be grown in a bright environment where it is not directly exposed to the sun, such as a well-ventilated kitchen. Why did you say the kitchen and not the other rooms? If you say, violets also love moist environments. If you think you are going to grow it at home, the increased moisture from stove-cooked dishes or brewed tea will be beneficial for it and will support it to grow healthy. Since it loves moisture, you need to be careful that the soil is constantly moist. And you should adjust your watering routine in a way that does not allow the soil to dry out. It will be easier for you to adjust the soil moisture balance by using pots with drainage and a separate pot underneath. Before you forget, another thing you should know about watering violets is that water should not come into the flowers or leaves of the plant during watering. For this reason, you should either choose a narrow mouth watering port or water directly into the soil using watering cans with a spray tip. Otherwise, you will damage the leaves and flowers and shorten the life of your violets. We learned how to care for violets, but how do we reproduce violets? We've learned how to grow and care for violets. But what do you think we'll do when we want to reproduce those violets we've been caring for so long? Although violet reproduction may seem difficult, it is actually a process that you can do very easily after learning these tricks. Trim violet leaves that you already have. When pruning these leaves that you will use for propagation, Make sure that they have a stem of at least 3 to 4 centimeters. If you wish to leave these leaves, which you have separated from the plant without damaging them, in a glass of water for a while, until the stems are rooted, or if you wish, take these finely cut leaves directly into the new pot. Make sure that the pot you are going to use has drainage, that is, there are holes under it. Then fill the pot with soil rich in organic matter, also known as potting soil. After filling a quarter of the pot with soil, start planting by gently burying the leaf stalks in this soil. Make sure the tops of the leaves are high and not touching the soil. Add more soil after planting, but do not press too hard at this point. Give the first water, also called the water of life, after planting is done, so that 1/3 of the leaf stalks are under the soil and the rest is above the soil. Then continue to care for these leaves, just as with the care for the violet we explained above. In other words, make sure that the soil remains moist, that the plant is in a bright, moist environment, and that it is not exposed to direct sunlight at the same time. In about 6 months, a new violet plant will sprout and begin flowering. This is